concessions, and that is the confidentiality agreement. And that just states that if you're planning to hurt yourself, or if anyone's hurting you, or if you're planning to hurt anyone, that I will have to report this. Other than that, what you say in this interview will be just between me and you, okay? Okay. All right, so what brings you in today?
Well, I've got a lot of things kind of going on right now. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with everything that's going on. There's a lot of changes going in my life, and I don't really know how to make certain decisions, and I'm just feeling overwhelmed, I guess, is really the main thing.
Okay. So there's a lot going on in your life right now, a lot of changes that have been made, and you're just kind of feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
What are some of those changes that's been going on with you?
Well, I graduated with a degree that's outside of what I had been doing. I've been a teacher for a long time. I taught high school, and I was just kind of getting tired of being in the classroom, I guess. I was feeling a little burnout, and I'd always kind of felt like I wanted to do something where I could help people, and so I got a degree in social work, actually, and it's so different from what I'm used to, and now I'm looking for a job, and I've never done that type of work before, and so just knowing where to go from there. And then on top of that, we had to move, and so it was like an hour away move, not like a down the street kind of move. But we're closer to my family, which is good, but it's just, moving is tough. My husband, he works on the road a lot, and so I'm kind of on my own quite a bit, and he actually just started going back to school as well, and there's just a lot going on, and I'm having trouble finding a job in this new profession. I left teaching because I wanted to change, but now I'm kind of wondering, did I really want to change or not? Because it's out of my comfort zone, I guess, is really the main thing.
Okay. So there's a lot going on, a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband's not always home,
Mm-hmm.
so you feel like it's all kind of all in your plate, sort of say. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, really, yeah. The kind of coordinating the move is kind of on me, and getting the house ready is on me, and me finding a job so that we can pay for all these things is on me as well. I mean, he does have a job, and he helps out when he can, but he's gone more than he's home, and so it makes it tough sometimes.
So how do you prioritize what you do in your day?
Well, right now, really kind of finding a job, I guess, is number one. I make sure that each day I'm looking in the paper, I look online. There are certain websites that I go to, just kind of trying to find something that kind of goes along with what I just got a degree in. But like I said, with no experience, I don't really know that I'm qualified for a lot of things, and I get really nervous at interviews. And especially not having the experience, I don't know how to answer, some of the questions, I guess. And so I'm going off on not what you asked me, but really the job is kind of the number one thing right now, because we can live with a mattress on the floor if we need to. But, the move is not quite as important. The job, I guess, is more important.
Have you been to any workshops or anything that helps you with the interviewing process?
No, I hadn't really thought about that.
Have you probably look in the newspaper, online,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the school that you attended might have some workshops.
That's good.
And online they also have some sample interviewing type questions that you might could go through and just kind of get an idea and a feel for some of the questions that they might ask you.
That's a good idea. I think I get I don't know. I just, my mind goes blank, and I don't know what to say, and just the not having the experience, I think, is what I'm really nervous about. I don't want to go in somewhere and just look stupid, but I mean, I did pass my classes and I did well, so I don't know.
And I think that's with all of us. I mean, we all get nervous. We all kind of, what are they going to ask me? What are they looking for? What am I going to say?
Yeah.
But you're very knowledgeable. I mean, you finished your master's. You're looking for a job, so you've got skills.
Yeah.
So if you get nervous, just kind of step back and take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Count to 5, 10, and then think about what you're going to say, and then give your answer.
Okay.
That way you can have time to think about it before you give it to them.
Okay.
So what about some family support?
Well, when we moved back down here, my family is here, and so I've got mom and dad and grandfather and more aunts, uncles, and cousins than you can shake a stick at. And I've got a brother, and so I mean, I do have a lot of support here. And I think that kind of helps a little bit take the pressure off. You know, if, of course, we want to be self-sufficient and, you know, but if something were to not come about right away, I mean, I do have family that could help us in our situation if needed. So I hadn't really thought of that before, but I guess that really kind of takes some of the pressure off a little bit, so it's not so, you know, if I don't get a job, we'll be homeless and starve. You know, I mean, we'll be fine. So I hadn't really thought of that before. So thank you for pointing that out.
But that's a positive. I mean, we all need that family support.
Right.
And you know,
Right.
I'm sure you got some good close friends that are close by since you are from this area.
I do, yeah. Some of my former coworkers are here. I used to teach at a school here in this area, and so, you know, and really, if it ever came down to it, I could always go back to teaching. I really don't want to, but you know, if this doesn't pan out, I mean, I do have other options, I guess. So that's something else to think about, I guess.
So in the ideal world, what would your ideal job be?
Well, after being in the school for so long, I really do like working with kids, and I really do like working really for a school system. So maybe some type of school social work or something, maybe even a program that is like after school for the kids or something. But I really have a heart for working with kids. So something like that, I think.
How's your husband dealing with you know, looking for a job, just graduating school, moving, you know, closer to your family?
Yeah.
How's he dealing with all of this?
He takes it in stride. And like I said, he's gone more than he's home, and so I really think it's not as much on him. I mean, he's been the sole provider for a while, so I think he'd be happy if I worked at Walmart, to be honest with you. You know, just to help with the income and help pay the bills. But he's been very supportive, and you know, when I said that this was something I wanted to do, he was very supportive and told me, you know, if that's what I wanted to do, go ahead. And so yeah, he's been doing good. And like I said, he started school, and so he kind of sees what I've been through the last little bit. So he's good.
Good. So on some of these jobs that you have applied for, have you called to check on your resume? Called to check to see if they've hired someone?
Well, on a couple of the jobs that I've applied for, I have gotten a letter saying, you know, that they had gone with someone else. But I've got maybe, I'm trying to think, maybe 1 or 2 applications out. So I'm still kind of waiting to hear back from them. I have an interview scheduled this coming week, which is kind of what brought me in here, because like I said, I get so overwhelmed and so nervous that it's like I clam up or go blank or whatever and don't know really what to say. So
Maybe I can give you some internet access to some of the websites that have some of these questions.
Okay.
Maybe we'll print those off and I'll give them to you, and you can kind of take those home and think about them and write down some answers. And
yeah.
it may be where when you're at home and it's just you and you get a few brief minutes to kind of have to yourself and like unpacking boxes and moving beds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe just kind of get in the mirror and just practice, you know, reading the questions out loud, coming up with an answer and thinking through, is this really what I want to say? How would I answer this? You know, just to get a little bit of practice in before you go in for the real one.
Yeah. that's true.
And maybe get one of your, your family members or a close friend by to come over and, maybe over dinner or whatever after dinner and get them to sit down and just ask you these questions and practice that one-on-one with them before you actually walk into an interview.
Yeah.
So maybe the anxiety goes down.
I think so. I think sometimes, the talking in the mirror, I think that's really good. And I think I will practice that quite a bit. And sometimes I think just, you practice it, but then when you're face to face with somebody, it just, so having the friend come over, that might help. Just because I'm a little shy even around them when it comes to something like this, so it would kind of give me a little practice being nervous.
And then you may even do that once or twice with just one of your friends, then maybe have 2 or 3 other, because if you go for an interview, you may not just interview with one person. It may be
that's
a
true.
So if you get that practice in and that happens, you're like, oh, okay, I've done this. My body's a lot better. Yeah. So I think you'll be fine though. I mean,
I think so.
To me, for the most people, they've done the hard part. You've done your classes, you've done your comps, you've graduated. Now it's like, oh, okay, now we got to find a job.
Yeah.
Which, well, it'll help things, and I'm sure you'll land a job, and it'll be the one that you really want. So,
I think it's just taking the pressure off myself, because if I get the job, great, but if I don't, really, it's not the end of the world. So, I don't know.
So what have you done to bring some self-care to yourself?
Well, who has time for that? Graduation, moving.
What are you doing for your main time?
Well, I like to work outside, and I haven't really done that much because right now it's more about getting the house set up and not so much about the outside. But that would be productive, but yet it would still give me a chance to kind of decompress, I guess. So that might be something I try and work on. It's very calming, so so maybe that would help calm me down.
And it might be a good idea to get a piece of paper, construction paper, or make a little poster or something, things you can do throughout your week, and scheduling some time. Just take for yourself. Don't worry about the job. Don't worry about the house. Just go for a walk or a jog or something just to get some personal time with yourself, because life is crazy right now.
Yes, it is. I should have kind of spaced it out a little more, but who thinks about that?
Oh yeah, I mean, usually when one thing happens, it's 2 or 3 come right behind it. So well, maybe doing that, and maybe we'll get online and get you some of those interview and sample questions. And does that sound okay? I mean, are you okay with me giving you some of that information?
Oh, I think that would be great. I mean, even though I've been through the interviews, I couldn't tell you one thing that they asked me and one thing that I said. So if we found some samples, then I could practice at a time, and I think that would help.
Okay. So maybe use some of those family supports. And I mean, even your husband, if he comes home, say, hey, you're a guy, I need some guys too. So maybe you can get him in and ask him too. So. Because we all know interviewing process is not all just guys and girls. So. Or not all just girls or all just guys.
Oh,
so it could be a mixture. So.
That sounds good.
What about meeting maybe same day, same time next week? Does that work for you?
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else that I can possibly help you with?
I think that's a good start. There might be some more things, but I think that's a good place to start with. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you too. Bye.